Hello, friends and clients. I am Jennifer Walker Gates, immigration attorney with JLW Immigration Law Group, and I am here in this video today to talk about taxes. Not a super sexy topic, not the most fun topic, but important because right now is tax season, and we are seeing a lot of disconcerting news and social media content suggesting that the IRS is going to be cooperating with Department of Homeland Security for immigration enforcement purposes. I want to share with y'all my thoughts and opinions about that, and mostly my recommendations and suggestions for individuals who are in the immigration process, who are going through that system, or who want to in the future, because I want y'all to have well-informed, thoughtful information that can help you get through that process. Before we get into today's topic, could you please take a second and subscribe to our YouTube channel? Leave us a comment, share videos from our YouTube channel. We want to make sure that people have information that is correct and accurate to help them get through the immigration process. That's why we record these. That's why we have the channel. So please take a second, subscribe, help us get the word out. And if you have questions about any of our content, please leave us a comment. I will be happy to respond to comments as they come in to the extent that I can help. All right, so let's talk about taxes. Recently, there has been some news and some social media content suggesting that individuals who are undocumented and filing tax returns could be at risk because apparently there's some request from the Trump administration for the IRS to cooperate with the Department of Homeland Security. What this actually means for the vast majority of taxpayers is no change. The IRS and Social Security and immigration have always been separate, and they're still separate. However, if a crime has been committed, like if there's a big tax fraud crime going on, then the IRS is likely to disclose and share information for the purpose of preventing criminal activity. That's no different now. But what they are trying to do, this announcement, I think, is make immigrants in the United States afraid to file their taxes. Now, this is really self-defeating, in my opinion. Millions and billions of dollars are contributed to the federal government every year by individuals who are paying into the system, who are undocumented, who will never see a cent of that money in benefits paid to them or their loved ones. It is basically a gift that they are providing out of their hard-earned money to the federal government as a gesture of goodwill to the United States, as a gesture of intention to comply with the law as best as possible. And let me tell you, it has a big impact, not only on our federal budget, but on that individual's taxpayers' ability to receive immigration benefits when they do apply for them. It is often not a requirement. It is not a legal requirement for individuals who don't have work authorization to be filing taxes on their earnings. However, if you are applying for cancellation of removal, if you're applying for a waiver, if you're applying for adjustment of status, if you're applying for DACA, there are a lot of types of benefits that one could apply for that include a discretionary element. That means that the officer is going to be looking at this application and deciding, is this person deserving? Is this person a good person? Having those tax returns, being able to show that even though you weren't obligated to file, even though you weren't receiving benefits from filing, you were still willing to do it. That goes a long way in that officer's mind, who is a federal employee, mind you, paid for by our tax contributions. That goes a long way in their mind toward saying, yes, this person is deserving. So if you are undocumented and have been filing your taxes, I want to encourage you to continue to do so in spite of this threatening information that seems to be floating around out there. The other thing I want to say about this is that the idea that the IRS could provide tax data to the Department of Homeland Security, like 18 numbers, and that DHS could then use that to target people is very far-fetched, when they're just normal taxpayers and they're not committing a massive fraud. The situation with ITIN numbers, as many of you know, is that they must be renewed every so often, every few years. The thing about an ITIN is that at any point that a person gets a social security number, their ITIN number then becomes invalid. So even at any moment, if you're looking at a snapshot of the number of people who are filing tax returns with an individual taxpayer ID number or an ITIN, any of those numbers might have changed, shifted, contact information for that person could have changed. Anything could be true about where that person is, who they are, what they're up to, what their status is by the time you go and find them. It is not efficient or reasonable to think that the IRS at this moment or the DHS is going to have resources to go chase down everyone who's filing a tax return with an ITIN. If you are doing your tax returns with honesty and integrity, you should not worry. You should continue to do that. Continue to do the right thing, continue to do the honest thing, continue to file your taxes just as you have, because you care about the United States, no matter what the people in Washington are doing or saying. The last thing I want to say is that there's been some chatter online also about people claiming the child tax credit who are undocumented. I am not a tax expert. I have looked at the IRS website. It seems very clear, based on the information on the IRS website, that people who are filing taxes with individual taxpayer ID numbers who are adults do qualify for the child tax credit legally if their children have a regular social security number. So if your child is a citizen, or if your child is a lawful permanent resident with their own social security number, the child cannot have an ITIN number, but the parents can, according to the information on the IRS website. The key is to do your taxes with honesty, with integrity. Don't fudge information to try to maximize your tax return. Don't call yourself a head of household if you're already married and you're living together with your spouse. We have videos about that on our YouTube channel too. Don't claim people as dependents if they're not truly dependents living in your household or relying on your financial support for at least half of their livelihood. Those are the kinds of requirements that you need to be very careful to comply with. But as long as you are complying, you are in good shape. If you have been filing your taxes, you should be proud of yourself. You should continue to do so. And you should not worry that your tax return is going to be used as a way to hunt you down and deport you. That is my opinion, at least at this moment. Hopefully, we're not going to see any change to that. But if you need specific assistance and guidance about your own immigration case and what documents, what tax returns, what kind of filings would be required or would benefit your case, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can find us online at jl.law. We can be reached through our contact form on that site, or you can click to schedule an appointment on that site with me or with any of the attorneys in my firm. You can also call us. Our phone number in Austin is 512-633-1785. I hope you all stay safe and well. File your taxes just like you always have. Stay safe, stay brave, and we will be back very soon. Take care.